All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's just get right to the point right away. One of the main headlines in today's news is in regards to Jalen Ramsey. In terms of sports news, one of the main headlines is Jalen Ramsey commenting on Josh Allen being trash, commenting on Matt Ryan being overrated, commenting on Big Ben Roethlisberger being so-so, being decent but so-so. I want to remind everybody this is not the first, and it for sure as hell will not be the last time that Jalen Ramsey opens his mouth and starts talking about other players. This guy will do this again. We'll probably see it throughout the 2018 season. We'll see it as long as Jalen Ramsey is in the league. Because Jalen Ramsey is trying to be something he's not. Jalen Ramsey is trying to be Deion Sanders. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Ramsey is a bad player. I'm saying that Jalen Ramsey, his attitude, his whatever you want to call it, douchiness, has overshadowed his real playing ability. This guy is good. There's no doubt about it. This guy can play. There's no doubt about it. This guy was one of the best players coming into the draft, coming out of the college football scene, and into his draft a couple years ago. One of the best players, no doubt about it. But when I really think of Jalen Ramsey, I can let everybody know what I think of in my podcast. It's one of the best things about it. I can let everybody know what my first thought is when I think of Jalen Ramsey. I think great player, a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism, a lot of smarts, definitely a solid corner, no doubt about it, a rising star at the corner position when there's oh so few elite corners. Jalen Ramsey could be easily considered as one of the few elite ones. But I also think of a guy that you look back, the AFC Championship game, Jacksonville Jaguars, New England Patriots. The Jaguars had that game in hand. They had that game won. They had that game signed, sealed, and delivered. It was theirs. Jalen Ramsey was one of the players that was really keying in on the Patriots offense in the first half. Notice I said in the first half, we all know what happened. Tom Brady led a comeback once again, and the Patriots found themselves in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. A 41-year-old quarterback, now a 40-year-old quarterback last season, was running up and down the field with his offense so quickly that Jalen Ramsey was left with his hands on his knees, panting, gasping for air, and Tom Brady was basically saying, without saying it, but saying it on the field, in your face, you cannot touch me. So before Jalen Ramsey starts this season throwing out rhetoric at these players, whether it's Josh Allen, Matt Ryan, or Big Ben, two of those players are far more accomplished than Jalen Ramsey. Matt Ryan has played in a Super Bowl. Big Ben has won 2 Super Bowls and played in 3. Josh Allen is a rookie. Jalen Ramsey saying that Josh Allen is trash. How does he know that? Is he watching the Wyoming game every single weekend? Is he watching the tape? Or is he just throwing out an insult to try to get under a guy's skin that, frankly, isn't really talked about much? Outside of Jalen Ramsey saying that Josh Allen is trash, outside of a podcast such as this, outside of the local Buffalo media, you don't hear about Josh Allen often. And the reason for that is because he is a Buffalo Bill. It's a small market. Not many big channels talk much about the Buffalo Bills, in case you haven't noticed. The only time you hear anybody bring up Josh Allen outside of the local media, maybe every once in a while NFL Network, maybe once in a while ESPN, but the mouthpiece for Josh Allen is Jalen Ramsey talking about Josh Allen being trash. when he has no idea whether he is or whether he isn't trash, but it's just a way for Jalen Ramsey to keep his name in the headline, to be as Deion Sanders as he can possibly be, while offering zero to no originality in his gimmick as an NFL player. And I'm not just saying this because he's throwing shade at Josh Allen. I'm saying this because he's throwing shade at Josh Allen. He's throwing shade at Matt Ryan. He's throwing shade at Big Ben Roethlisberger. If the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off a Super Bowl victory, if they had won the Super Bowl last year against the Philadelphia Eagles, we'd be talking about something different. We would say that maybe Jalen Ramsey has a case in making these claims, in throwing other people's names out of his mouth, in terms of speaking up, being loud, being brash. Deion Sanders could do that because Deion Sanders was a winner. Everywhere Deion Sanders played, he won. Outside of Atlanta, but obviously that was his first stop. Whether it was San Fran or Dallas, he won. He won. Whether it was in the Major League Baseball, he won as an Atlanta Brave. He was a great baseball player as well as a football player. One of the few that have played two sports simultaneously. Two sports in one single year. Can Jalen Ramsey do that? If he wants to be like Deion, you got to be like Deion. You can't go halfway. You can't go 25%. You can't go 30%. You got to go 100. You got to turn the dial up to 100 if you want to be like Deion. Other than that, you're Jalen Ramsey, a guy that has barely been in the league long enough to make claims like this. Is he an elite player? 100%. Is he a good player? 100%. Is he elite at his position? 100%. I'm not saying he's not. But his gimmick is trash. It's been done before. So for Jalen Ramsey to say that Josh Allen is trash, Jalen Ramsey as a gimmick, as a personality, is trash. It has been done before. Bring some originality to the game. Bring winning. Compete in a Super Bowl. Compete against Tom Brady and win, rather than being run up and down the field on by a 40-year-old quarterback with your hands on your knees, panting because you can't cover Danny Amendola. I'm Ryan Thomas. Take care, everybody.